It's not like there's any girls that watch the podcast and they're like, oh my god, Connor's so hot.
I'll let you be top if you go from bottom.
Put your foot down. We can't see your whole face.
Our non-political content.
Our running backs are Jonathan Taylor with 20.
I'm chewing on something.
Welcome to episode 6 of the Red Flag Sports Podcast. I'm Brett here with Carl, Connor, and Alex, and we're all together this week. Topics this week are our top 5 running backs, the quarterback carousel, as well as a Matt Ryan debate. So, Carl, let's hear your top 5 running backs.
Well, I'll start off with honorable mention, and there I have Chris Carson, who is a very underrated running back.
At 6? At 6?
Yeah.
What? Keep talking.
He is borderline top 5 if he has a good, healthy season. Number 5, I got Nick Chubb.
Number 5, you got Chubb, you said?
Yeah.
Keep going.
And then 4, we have Christian McCaffrey, which Alex won't like.
So overrated.
3, we've got Dalvin Cook. 2, Jonathan Taylor with the most touchdowns in the league this year. And 1, Derrick Henry.
I think we're all about to have the same, top 2. It's always going to be Henry and Taylor.
Wait till you get to me.
My honorable mention, I have Christian McCaffrey, if healthy, because we wouldn't ever know. I think he's top 5 when healthy, but he hasn't been healthy, obviously. So, number 5, I have Alvin Kamara. I honestly think that he's the only reason the Saints were, ever as good as they were. They were good when they had Drew Brees and stuff, but last season they were closer. They did go above 500.
They were one game off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were, but they didn't have they were 4 quarterbacks deep.
Yeah.
And they're 4 years behind on salary cap. They're screwed. But at number 4, I have Dalvin Cook. He's part of the amazing offense that is the Vikings. I don't know why. I don't know how the Vikings aren't better than how they normally go, because they have one of the best receivers. They have one of the best running backs too, and they have another top 30 receiver.
Top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, honestly. And then at 3, I have Nick Chubb. For obvious reasons, he's just a beast. Jonathan Taylor at number 2, with all of his, last year with Derrick Henry being injured, he was people were trying to compare him to Henry, which that's not even comparable, because Derrick Henry's the best. So that's my top 5. Connor, what about you?
At 6, I have Austin Eckler, top 3 receiving back in the league.
Honorable mention, not number 6.
Same thing.
It's Austin Eckler, really good receiving back. They don't really run the ball with him as much because he is kind of injury prone, but he can run the ball very well. So I just have him at 6 because we don't really see enough of him running. 5, I have Christian McCaffrey. He gets hurt too often, but when healthy, he's probably the best running back in the league. At 4, I have Dalvin Cook. I think he's at 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, which is amazing. And he's a big reason why the Vikings have such a good offense. 3, I have Derrick Henry. I just don't think he's as good as the next 2. He just gets a bunch of flashy plays against the Jaguars and the Texans, which make people overrate him. And then at 2, I have Nick Chubb. Basically does everything Derrick Henry does, but against better teams and does it better. And then number 1, Jonathan Taylor. Obviously had the best season last season, so I just have him at 1.
My honorable mention was Alvin Kamara. I think he's decent, but I don't think he's top 5. At number 5, I had Austin Eckler. He pretty much carried me in fantasy this season.
I had Austin Eckler for most of the little nut job.
Can we cut that?
No, 4.
Look at the camera, too.
4!
Number 4, Dalvin Cook. I think if he wasn't as injury prone, he's still, I think Brett said he's had a 1,000-yard season last 3, or he's had at least 3,000.
Connor said that, actually.
Okay, sorry, Connor. Whatever. Number 3, I have Nick Chubb. When he's not injured, he's really good. Derrick Henry at number 2. I think that he's just number 2. John.
Can you
And
give a reason?
number one, all-time greatest running back in the league, Javonte Williams.
Can you explain your reasoning?
No, just go to number 1.
I think the only reason Henry was number 2 for me was because he was injured.
I thought
And so, number 1, Jonathan Taylor. Not Javonte Williams.
Not yet, but soon.
so. The final rankings for the running backs for the Red Flag Sportscast is Jonathan Taylor with 22 points, Derrick Henry with 21, Nick Chubb with 15, Dalvin Cook with 13, and Christian McCaffrey with 6.
The next topic of the day will be the Matt Ryan debate. Now, there's plenty of people that say that he's not top 10 all-time, which he is. He is top 10 quarterback all-time, correct?
I'm trying to pull up the stats right now. Let me look.
Well, Connor's got a good comparison to who he might be better. We all know Alex would love to hear.
John Elway. He is better than John Elway.
I personally don't think that's comparable.
Of course you don't.
Not because he was a Bronco, just because rules and everything have changed since then, and there's
Matt Ryan.
different levels of receivers now.
Different levels of receiver.
Like,
they play the
I
same
think-
position.
I know. I think the receivers that Elway was throwing to are not as good as who Ryan had.
Matt Ryan has not
Julio
had
Jones.
very good receivers.
He's had Julio Jones.
He's had Julio Jones and
Calvin
who else?
Ridley and Kyle Pitts.
Calvin Ridley.
That's
Calvin
basically-
Ridley for half
he
a
had
year.
Calvin Ridley for half a year.
Yeah.
And Kyle
LA
Pitts is the tight end.
And LA maybe had Shannon Sharp.
Maybe had Shannon Sharp, a top 5 tight end of all time. Maybe had.
That's all I can name off the top of my head.
Yeah, because you're a weirdo.
Okay, anyways, no, Matt Ryan is one of the most consistent quarterbacks like of all time. He's constantly putting up the same stats, same this, same that. I don't remember him being injured that much.
No, I don't
Well,
think he's been injured.
then Connor also had a idea that Matt Ryan was better than John Elway, which is what we were getting at before.
Which is what I'm trying to pull up.
That
He's got there's
You don't-
stats to back up that Matt Ryan is one of the best quarterbacks, along with not having like top end. When you think of the best quarterbacks, what do you think of?
Tom Brady.
And who are his receivers? Randy Moss.
For a year.
Edelman.
It doesn't matter.
Julian
Julian Edelman is not a Hall of Famer.
He's not
No,
a
but
Hall
he's
of Famer,
good.
but,
But he was still
top
good.
Amendola.
10 for many years.
When he was in Tampa, he had Godwin, he had Evans, he had
Gronkowski for
Gronk is a receiving.
Aaron
tight end.
Hernandez
Yeah.
for a year.
Yeah,
Two.
but no, hear me out though.
There you go.
Tom Brady, the best quarterback of all time, always had good receivers. He always had a good defense too. Yeah. What about other ones?
Let me borrow your phone.
Who else could you say? Joe Montana. Who did he have? Jerry Rice.
Well, no.
Insane.
What are other great
so,
quarterbacks?
talking about comparing him or saying he's better than John Elway, you put John Elway in today's NFL, John Elway's the comparable to Big Ben. So unless he has a stellar offensive line in today's NFL, he's gonna get whipped and he's gonna
Matt Ryan is just
and he's
underrated.
gonna be hurt all the time because he can't move. Matt Ryan is much more mobile, like you need to be. And you wouldn't call him one of the most mobile quarterbacks, but he can move around. Tom Brady can move around. Big Ben could not move around.
No, he
at
looked
all.
like a tree trying to fall down.
All right,
Anyways,
all right,
No,
all right.
look.
Anyways,
And you saw him get hurt when he had a
Matt
bad
Ryan.
O-line.
Matt Ryan,
He's getting old, so he's not top 10 this year, but he was still top 15.
he's beating John Elway in completions, attempts.
Okay, but John Elway played from 83 to 98. Matt Ryan played from
2008
15
to 21.
to present.
15 years versus 13 years.
Who? Oh. I don't
So
know
he's
how to
played
do
less.
that. Okay.
Matt Ryan's played less.
Matt Ryan leads in completion percentage, yards, touchdowns, passer rating, longest touchdown. He has less interceptions, and yards per attempt, adjusted yards per attempt, net yards per attempt, and then he doesn't beat.
So
him.
basically, he's a better he's a better passer
So
Yeah.
than John Elway.
I'm not saying that Matt Ryan should be in the Hall of Fame,
Yes, he should.
but
Yes, he should.
He should.
Matt
People who
Ryan
say-
is a Hall of
People
Famer.
who say Matt Stafford is a Hall
Well,
of Famer, but
yeah, Matt
Matt
Ryan
Ryan-
doesn't have a Super Bowl like Matt. I wouldn't say Matt Stafford's a Hall of Famer either.
Super Bowl should not determine whether or not you go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now look at
you-
Donovan McNabb. He was in the
is he in the Hall of Fame?
no, he's not in the Hall of Fame, but
Oh
he
my
was
God.
in the NFC Championship many times. He went to the Super Bowl. He led the league in yards a year or two. He was a very good quarterback at that time, but he never won a Super Bowl. Just like Matt Ryan's gone to the NFC Championship a couple years.
He's been to the Super Bowl.
Been to the Super Bowl
And then
once
choked
and
so
lost.
Look, well that was the defense, but that
Yeah,
that
that's the
2016
point.
Matt Ryan season was a
That,
top
that is the
10
point.
quarterback season
That
of
is
all
the
time.
point, though,
But-
because Matt Ryan is getting screwed over by his general managers and by
What?
the whole organization
But-
because he doesn't have a good team.
But
worked
that
around him.
2016 Matt Ryan season was a top 10
Top 10
quarterback.
So
quarterback
here's
of all
the
time.
layout of Donovan McNabb's career. He got into Andy Reid, okay,
Yeah.
and then he wasn't very good at the start, and then he worked up, got to the NFC Championships and Super Bowls, and then after a year or so after he lost, he fell off a cliff.
Matt Ryan is not falling off though. He's not as good as he was. It's because of old age.
So
He's getting up there.
What
What is he
I'm
like?
saying-
37.
I'm saying his career is very comparable to Donovan McNabb's at this point. And if McNabb is not a Hall of Famer, Ryan shouldn't be, and Elway shouldn't be either because of the
Yeah.
stats.
Get Matt Ryan a defense,
Well, I mean,
and they win.
Maybe another
Get
just
no.
good.
Get him a defense.
who's
and
this
look-
wide receiver one right now? Russell Gage,
Ooh, what happened to the other one?
Calvin Ridley. He's like not playing right now.
And
It might come back.
you'll see in our
Not for
quarterback
Falcons.
carousel that he might be changing teams. So he could get a better defense
But
depending on what
you give
see.
him a good defense on the Falcons. The Falcons team right now has, if they get receivers and they have a little bit of help on defense, they have a playoff team. Because look, they have Cordell Patterson, who is one of the best receiving backs in the league. Okay, they've got Kyle Pitts, who is one of the fastest and one of the best catching tight ends in the league. He's good at blocking too. They've got Matt Ryan, who's a top 15 quarterback all time, as well as
He's not gonna play for the Falcons.
No,
that sucks.
they've
He's
almost
already an Eagle.
confirmed that he's getting traded too.
He's basically
So
already an
don't the
Eagle.
Falcons have like 2 first-round picks though, or do they not have any?
No, the Eagles have 3.
Yeah, the Eagles and the Giants have 2.
No, the Eagles have 3.
I know, I said them, and then the Giants have 2.
The Eagles have 3.
That's what I said. Yes,
he's
the
saying
Eagles do have
they
3,
have 3, and then,
and then
the Giants
also have 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Giants don't have like a good. They have like the last pick.
They have 5 and 7.
Yeah,
Well, I thought there was what team? Maybe it's the Lions who have. The
Yes,
Rams.
they have the first and the last.
Oh yeah.
Second.
Or second
and
and
last.
last.
But yeah, so Matt Ryan is very, very underrated, and if anybody says that he's not at least a top 20 quarterback of all time, doesn't know what the fuck.
yeah. I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but he's definitely one of the top quarterbacks ever.
He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I could see him sneaking in there.
He's gonna get it.
He needs to have a couple more good seasons.
He should just go ring chasing.
Yeah, that's like what Brady did.
Brady had 6.
He still
Yeah,
chased
he
more.
was already
He
a
still-
lock, but
he
he
still
did
chased
go
more.
ring chasing.
But anyways, yeah. So, what he needs to do is hopefully the Falcons give him a good team at all next year. If not, and if he's a free agent, he goes to a team like the Titans or something. I could see him winning a ring.
The Titans don't have a good defense either.
It
You're-
doesn't.
It's not that
It's
bad.
not that bad, but they have a top 3 running back. They have a young, good wide receiver. They have another good wide receiver who's kind of fallen off, but he's still a good wide receiver. They've got a good O-line, and they have an okay defense. So, quarterback carousel.
So
I gotta pull this up. We all agreed on this before the podcast, so we're just gonna talk about it. quarterback carousel. There are a lot of teams that could be iffy this offseason with quarterbacks. First, the Cardinals. We only put that one on there because of Kyler deleting all of his stuff off of Instagram, being a baby about it. But I think Kyler's still going to start for the Cardinals. It was just
What was even his problem with the Cardinals?
He wants an extension.
He
deserves it.
He
too.
wants a
Yeah.
Mahomes contract.
But he's not gonna need a Mahomes contract.
He
wants-
deserves
If I'm
but
Lamar though, I'm not playing without a new contract.
Yeah, Lamar's contract sucks. The Panthers. We have Matt Corral because
Kenny Pickett.
No, Kenny Pickett's gonna go to the Steelers. Oh wait, I just ruined that. But anyways, yeah, the Panthers are gonna take the Panthers are gonna take Matt Corral. They're gonna draft him, and the Panthers have a decent receiver. DJ Moore's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then they have if
Anderson.
Christian McCaffrey's healthy.
Then they have Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, so they could be. I don't say they'd be a playoff team, but
They're not a playoff.
They'd be pretty good.
Their
this
O-line
is
is
not
bottom.
a good year to get a quarterback out of the draft, so I don't really think Matt Corral's that good.
He can make a huge
not.
difference compared
But
to.
Why do you have Desmond?
He's not bad.
because those are the only options in the draft, so Matt Corral will have to compete with Sam Darnold because
Like Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold sucks.
yeah.
Anyways,
But-
the Lions, we have drafting Malik Willis because the Lions have literally.
But they're still gonna start Jared Goff. Malik Willis is gonna sit for a year. They're gonna pull like a 2016 or 2017 Chiefs, draft a quarterback, and then just sit for a year.
That's stupid
last
though, because
game.
Jared Goff
It's
is not good.
Jared Goff is not that bad.
He's
He
not
sucks.
good.
He's
either.
a serviceable starter. They're a rebuilding team. They're not in a win now mode.
But because like they have a good young offense.
Good.
Let's see, they have a top 10 running back. Swift.
No.
Swift is not top 10.
No, he's not.
He's right at 10.
He's not top 10.
He is top
He's
10.
Not top 10.
Top 15.
Top 15
at
then.
He's
least.
top 15.
Okay, Swift. They
they
have
have-
Hawkinson, who's top 10.
And then Amon Ross, St. Brown.
Yep,
he'll be top
but-
10 next
No, he
year.
will not.
He'll be top 20 next year.
But still, you need a 2.
Not really, because the Chiefs don't have a 2,
They have
They have
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce and
but they don't have a number 2 receiver.
yeah.
But
But
Kelsey practically is a receiver.
so is Hawkinson. Yeah, exactly.
But-
Point proven.
What?
The Vikings.
I disagree.
Shut up. I don't care what you disagree with. The Vikings are gonna keep Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I don't see him going getting anywhere else.
Saints aren't keeping Jameis.
The Saints I'm
With
iffy
what
on.
money? With what money?
They're gonna have to
Well,
That is true. But what are they gonna get?
Taysom Hill, they have him extended through like 2024.
okay, so then
Jameis is going to the Colts.
Nah. Jameis Winston or me and Carl decided on Jameis Winston when you two were being idiots. Anyways, yeah, Jameis Winston staying with the Saints. They're probably
Yeah.
gonna get rid of somebody else to get some cap space.
Well, is Kamara gonna play this season?
Yeah, he's gonna play this
He's
season.
probably going to play.
The Giants are gonna keep Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that bad of a quarterback. He's just in a horrible.
He's pretty bad.
He's
It's
not.
not that bad.
He's pretty
I'd
bad.
rank him at about 20.
Have you watched him play? He's
I'd rank
awful.
him at about 23.
49ers are moving
He's
on
bottom,
from
he's bottom 7.
Yeah.
Jimmy G to get their quarterback of the future and Trey Lance.
And Trey Lance is. I think he's already better than Jimmy G. Cause
What? He didn't play. You can't
He
say
played.
that.
He played a couple games when Jimmy was injured, and he showed a lot more potential than what Jimmy G
potential, but you have to reach that.
did. We'll see. You'll see. Seahawks. The only reason they're up there is because Wilson was like.
No, it's
weird.
not even him.
And
it's
then the media was being stupid too. The Seahawks are keeping Russell Wilson. The Bucks, we didn't really think of anything. We said they were gonna start Kyle Trask. They're losing.
The Bucks are gonna get Carson Wentz.
They are losing so much to free agency this year, though.
They're getting
If
Carson Wentz.
They're losing
if the
so
Saints
much.
have-
They lost Brady. They already lost Ali Marpet,
They're losing Godwin.
Godwin.
Evans, I think, is leaving soon.
I think JPP's a free
Yeah.
agent.
JPP's a free agent. One of their starting
Gronk is
O
a free
line.
agent.
Yeah,
Ben White.
yeah.
Gronk's a free agent.
Yep.
So if the Saints don't go on with Jameis Winston, they could bring.
I don't
him
think they're
to
gonna
the
bring
Bucs.
anybody in there.
Yeah.
They're what? How much over are they on cap space?
Like 40
The
million.
Bucks?
No,
No.
Well,
the
because
Saints.
if the Saints
They're like
don't go
40
on with Jameis Winston, they'll go with Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
And then don't
And-
they still have Trevor Simeon? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but
he's not
what?
good at all.
He's
but
awful.
Okay. Anyways, the Commanders. Yes, we love the new team name.
They're
The
getting
uniforms are.
Jimmy G.
You don't think the uniforms are good? I think they look way better than the old
I
ones.
think
But
they're
they're getting
okay.
Jimmy G.
No, they're not. They're drafting Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Mitter is not going to be a good NFL quarterback.
It doesn't. Who are they gonna take?
Hot take: Carson Strong is going to be an
Oh.
good NFL quarterback.
Malik Willis is QB1 out of this draft class.
No, he's overrated.
Oh my
it was
God.
Just
Malik Willis is QB1.
Next is the Browns. The only reason they're up there is because Baker played like a bottom 5 quarterback last year, but he was injured. I mean, I get why he was never like really good,
They're going to keep it.
but they're gonna keep Baker. Yeah. The Broncos.
Okay,
Broncos are getting
No,
Carson
no,
Strong.
shh, shh, shh,
Or Kenny Pickett.
stop.
Shh.
So, the Broncos.
Oh,
They're. I'm not saying
Aaron
I'm-
Rodgers.
say Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron
No,
Rodgers.
Stop. I'm not saying what I want to happen. I'm saying what I've read and what could happen. So if
Okay.
they want to go after Aaron
Not happening.
and Nathaniel Hackett, is that his name Hackett?
They got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that they'll do what they can to get Rodgers.
But I just
But they're
and
not.
then
Rodgers,
Packers
Rodgers is
literally
staying
had
in
that-
Just he's telling us what he read. Keep going.
yes, and then if we can't get Rodgers, we're gonna go for Russ. And from what Connor's saying, Russ isn't
leaving.
gonna
At
leave.
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
Not leaving.
So then Hackett said he was gonna work with Locke to make him a better quarterback.
That's what
So,
we we
Locke,
put
yeah,
was
we're gonna
The
Drew
Packers
Lock.
literally.
But that's just him saying that so Drew Lock doesn't feel
You know
bad.
we-
They're going to draft Carson Strong or Kenny Pickett.
You know what we didn't talk about was
the Panthers?
no, who's the Bears old quarterback?
Trubisky?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Trubisky-
he's going to the Commanders. I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's another thing that could happen is Trubisky going and starting for the Commanders. The Texans are gonna stay with Davis Mills because
Might as well run it back.
he wasn't that bad of a quarterback.
But-
He wasn't great. I mean, he had the exact same season as
He's my
Tua.
honorable mention this year.
I mean, they might have something in them, and they're not going to get anybody
And
in the
then
draft.
they
Have
no,
too many other holes,
There-
so they might as
who-
well just
isn't
run it
there their new head coach was the quarterback's coach?
No, he was the.
Who was the
defensive
quarterback's
coordinator?
coordinator.
Who was the quarterback's
back. Pat
coach?
Hamilton?
Yeah, because you thought he was gonna go up and
Yeah.
I thought he
start.
was going to go up somewhere. But
Yeah, but he's not. He's pretty good. So I think that Davis Mills is going to continue to be good. I don't think he's. I think out of all of the teams, that the best rookie is going to be Mac, just because he's in a good situation already. Trevor Lawrence has potential, but he
Zach
plays.
Wilson is going to be.
He plays for a trash organization. Zach Wilson's already a good quarterback. He's shown not as he wasn't as good at the start of the season. But Davis Mills is a very underrated rookie quarterback from last year.
So then the biggest question of the offseason, where is the top quarterback Jimmy G gonna get traded?
The GOAT, the most rings in the NFL, bro. He is by far the biggest free agent this offseason. Jimmy G is gonna go to the Colts. And the Colts with Jimmy G
are not
Super
going
Bowl.
any
Are
further.
they are a
They're gonna
Super
be a
Bowl team.
No,
playoff
they
team.
are
Playoff
not.
team.
Yeah, playoff team.
They should have made the playoffs this
But
this
they
year.
suck.
No, the Colts?
They lost to the Jaguars when they needed to win.
Well,
Okay, and the Packers lost.
Okay,
to the
but then
Lions.
do you not
Resting
remember?
their starters.
Okay, but do you not remember? There's
their
always good.
backups are
There's
way better
there are
than
always
the Lions
upsets in the final week of the NFL. You remember when the Patriots had the 1 seed in 2019 and they lost it because they lost
Because
to the
Brady was
poverty
washed.
because
Yeah.
they played against the poverty Dolphins before they were even good. I think they were like 2 and 14.
Wait, are we talking about the Miami Miracle?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that was a miracle.
That would have been. Yeah.
The Raiders are up there because they were saying something about Derek Carr being traded, but Derek Carr's going to stay there and he's
Yeah.
going to be their quarterback. And then the Steelers are going to draft Kenny Pickett.
Staying in Pittsburgh.
I
He's
don't-
used to their facilities. but that doesn't.
But
mean
he's got small
gonna-
hands. He's got baby hands.
That
But
doesn't
that's
mean
what
he's
they
gonna
said
be
about
good.
that's
Joe
what they said
Burrow?
about
Yeah,
Joe Burrow
well.
too. Joe Burrow's in top 5 this year.
No,
Um,
you're wrong.
Titans.
Keith Tannehill.
Titans keep Tannehill. Titans. Ugh. I don't like Tannehill. I don't think he's a good quarterback. He's got
Better than the other options.
he's better than the other options unless they like draft and keep him like. The only reason that the Titans were even a 1 seed this year is because they play in the worst division in the NFL.
Yeah.
Who's in their division? The Jags.
Well, next year the worst division is going to be the NFC South.
It's the NFC South. You just drizzled everywhere. Right?
Oh, you just yawned.
Yeah.
The NFC South. Who's in that one?
And then
Bucks,
finally,
Panthers, Saints, Falcons.
finally the Packers. They're staying with Aaron Rodgers. They
Yeah.
literally hung up on the Broncos before they even.
I saw a
picked up the
report today
phone.
that said he's going to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's gonna happen to Devontae Adams?
He's they're
They're gonna
if
get
they
rid of
keep-
him, but where does he
If they
go?
keep Rodgers, they're probably going to tag him, but
But wait, where's Adams gonna go?
I don't know. If they get Rodgers, probably.
But
they're gonna
I'm
tag
just
him.
saying, where would he go? Like, what team has enough cap space?
Jags.
Any team with
That honestly,
Broncos?
no.
No.
Trevor Lawrence and
have a
Devontae Adams,
Big cap space.
and the Jags still don't have that bad of a defense.
Patriots.
Raiders.
I heard the Patriots.
Raiders.
I heard
Oh,
the
I think
Patriots
I-
were gonna get Amari
Because
Cooper.
didn't Devontae Adams play with Derek Carr in college?
I think so.
USC.
Yeah.
Not USC.
Yeah, or somewhere. They played together though.
I think that. Oh god. And then the thing about the Cowboys too with the free agency stuff. Apparently they're gonna sign Michael Gallup over taking Amari Cooper.
Well, they don't use Amari Cooper right anyway.
Well,
And-
Amari Cooper's gonna go somewhere like.
but
the
I just
Patriots.
refuse to believe that they couldn't trade him.
Yeah, but Michael Gallup's a better idea because I wouldn't say he's that much of a downgrade from Amari Cooper. They still have a number 1 in CeeDee Lamb, and Amari was way overpaid, and they can get Michael back for decently cheap, and Amari was way overpaid.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of teams that could use receivers though. That the Chiefs can't afford Amari.
The Jags.
The Jags.
The Jags make sense for every free agent.
Dude, who are the Chiefs gonna pick up as a
But
wide receiver too?
If you're wanting to sign a top
Pringle.
receiver,
Hell no.
if you're wanting to sign a top receiver on your team or Amari Cooper, you better be doing it before anybody to sign Devontae Adams because those other top receivers will want that type
yeah.
of contract.
But no, Devontae Adams isn't going to get that type of contract.
He should though.
No one's going to give it to him.
Devontae Adams
That's
is a top 3
stupid.
receiver.
But he's getting old.
How old is he?
Like,
He's still in his 20s.
he's like 32.
29.
Told you he's still in his 20s.
Yeah, he's
and you guys act
definitely
like
But
I was
that's
certain.
kind of old.
He's got 10 more
Most
years
wa-
left.
No, he does not.
But don't most wide receivers retire around like 34?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got 3, 4,
If they're
5
good
years
enough.
left.
But he's going to fall off a cliff
They
before he
got
retires.
stamina. Well, that wraps up the 6th episode of the Red Flag Sportscast.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that like button.
Oh my god.
Make sure if you liked it better when we were together to comment that, and if you have any ideas for more topics next episode or anything like that, leave them in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on Instagram,
Twitter,
and Twitter,
TikTok.
and TikTok,
We have a TikTok.
and subscribe.
See you next
See
week.
ya! You can't say that!
Derek Henry.
You can't do that.